All new since 6 o'clock. It is what we've all been waiting to see for days, and tonight it finally happened, the crest of the Ohio River. Hello, everybody, and thank you very much for joining us. It's our top story on the WHAS 11 night team. I'm Doug Proffitt. We've got team coverage for you of the historic flooding covering Kentucky and Indiana. WHAS 11 night team's Alex Dieterer is on the Great Lawn, where thousands were supposed to gather for the now canceled Thunder over Louisville this Saturday. The night team's Clarice Shaley live in Utica, Indiana, talking with business owners. But first, the details you really want to hear about that crest. Chief Meteorologist Mallory Schnell is here. Mallory is with me on the night team. Mallory, what time did it happen?
It happened earlier this afternoon, and you can see that here on this graph here. So the key is, even though the forecast kept trying to nudge it up a little bit to around 8 p.m., we have not really surpassed an earlier measurement of 36.6 feet along the Ohio, because you can see here with the upper gauge, we're now down to 36.37. It's subtle. It's a couple of inches, but we'll take it. And same can be said with the lower gauge as well. So this is the highest we reached, 68.02 feet. We're now down to 67 feet. It's going to take some time, but we will see a gradual recession of the floodwaters, more so later on this weekend. By Sunday, we should dip back below flood stage. But in the meantime, while we're still above flood stage, while we're still in moderate flooding especially, we do have flood warnings in place for a lot of the rivers across Kentuckiana. On top of that, we do have some rain chances returning. You can see some rain returning to the radar here. A lot of this radar noise is not reaching the ground, but up near Seymour, over near Jasper, likely seeing those rain showers starting to reach the ground. They will increase from northwest to southeast through the overnight hours, especially between about midnight and 6 a.m. Temperatures tonight staying milder, only dropping down into the 40s, and then highs tomorrow will be topping out in the mid to upper 60s. But we do have another storm chance to talk about by tomorrow evening. I'll be breaking down that timing coming up in our extended forecast.
All right, we'll rejoin you in just a few minutes. Thank you, Mallory. Now more of our team coverage. Let's head over to Utica, Indiana, which is near the East End Bridge, with Clarice Shaley and photojournalist Aspen Hester. Clarice, some of the folks you've been talking with today say this is worse than the flooding they saw in 2018.
Doug, that's right. They're saying that it's almost just as bad as the flooding they saw in 1997, but not as bad. WHAS 11 and the American Red Cross are taking time on Saturday to fundraise for communities just like this who are affected by this historic flooding after the loss of Thunder over Louisville. And like I said, communities just like Utica, where they have water surrounding homes. It's made its way into garages, and in some places, all you can see are the tops of roofs of buildings.
That actual house right there didn't have no water in it in 2018, but it's got water in it this time.
The town of Utica is no stranger to flooding.
Well, I believe it's worse than 2018, but not as bad as 1997.
Documenting what it looks like now.
Now, where did I put it?
As they look back to the past.
They had to build a new firehouse at Utica Pike, and we turned it into a community center because it was completely flooded.
What every flood has in common, they cause damage.
That house was just bought and purchased and remodeled.
I mean, they have to move everything out of their houses. Before they can go back in, they have to clean it all up.
We're standing about 900 feet from where the Ohio River usually is. Now it is surrounding homes, covering roadways. There are towns across southern Indiana and Kentucky who are in the same situation. That's why we're partnering with the American Red Cross this Saturday to get them help.
You never think it's going to happen to you until it does.
While honoring the now canceled Thunder over Louisville, WHAS 11 is fundraising to benefit communities impacted by April's historic flooding.
We're grateful that everybody sees the need and understands the impact, and the Red Cross is here to go out and be those services that are needed.
The water will recede soon.
A mess. And it's not just your regular mud. It's a sticky, nasty mud.
And cleanup will start. Neighbor banding together to help neighbor.
There is a lot to be done, and the work's just now going to get started. You can't.
So on Saturday, Utica will open up its community center and start to give out meals to people who are starting to clean up their homes. So now, while that cleanup process will start soon, it is expected to take weeks. And Doug, all of these people affected by this flooding are definitely going to need help. Live in Utica, Clarice Shaley, WHAS 11 night team, on your side.
Clarice, thank you. Good to check in on the folks in Utica. Now, it's not the celebration on the waterfront that we had planned for this Saturday, but we are now turning it into a major fundraiser to help flooded Kentuckiana communities. WHAS11 Rising Above the Storm, a fundraiser for flood relief and the Thunder Spirit, is going to be all day Saturday right here and on the WHAS11 Plus app, free to download to you. WHAS11 is helping the Louisville chapter of the American Red Cross because they support Southern Indiana and the Kentucky flooded counties. We're also going to show you past fireworks, air shows, and the drone show. Live coverage in our telethon begins 6 to 11 p.m. And then at 9:30 Saturday night, right when thunder will be happening, we have a 30-minute look for you at many thunders. It's Saturday on WHAS 11. Hope you'll join us. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear in Louisville today, getting a first-hand look at the damage left behind from tornadoes and the historic flooding. He and Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg touring both areas in Jeffersontown, and then they made it way down to the Louisville waterfront to take a look at the flooded Great Lawn. Sky 11 drone up in the air capturing the scenes from downtown Louisville of just what will need to be cleaned up. This debris from the Ohio River washing up the fountain of the Great Lawn. Seen here as the drone flies right under the I-64 bridge across the river. Our drone taking a look at the river stage in downtown Jeffersonville. It is submerged. Well, now as the waters finally recede, city leaders are looking to the massive cleanup effort. It's going to be a big one. WHAS 11 Night Team's Alex Dederer and photojournalist Emma Gefter are joining us live at the flood wall down on Witherspoon Street, right near the Great Lawn. Alex, how's that flood wall holding up?
Right, Doug. So right across from the downtown Humana building, you can see this flood wall right behind me that was put up last Friday. And let me tell you, it's had its work cut out for you this past week. If you take a look right here at our feet, you can see pools of water coming in from the Ohio River, pooling right here on Witherspoon Street. And city officials tell me today that even though that the Ohio is going down, it's receding now, not quite reaching its expected 37 feet, the work for cleanup is just beginning. A stranded cabin cruiser bobbing in the flooded Ohio River, swept here under I-64 by historic river levels. A large floating reminder of what's to come once the river levels go back down. And cleanup of debris, including this boat, is underway.
It's devastating is what it is.
The mighty Ohio cresting at just under 37 feet.
There's a lot of stuff that's going to be needed to take care of around here.
After an historic week for riverfront cities like Jeffersonville, the work doesn't stop once the water goes down.
We're going to be left with a lot of flood debris just along the river, on our streets, and on a riverbank, on our river stage.
For Jeffersonville City Engineer Andy Crouch, it's really just the beginning.
We'll be just all hands on deck with all of our crews, street department, sanitation, parks, drainage, wastewater. We'll pull them all together and we'll just start cleaning up as we go and as the water comes down and take care of it from there.
Debris from the Ohio littering the riverfront. Trash and branches among the rushing waters where West Riverside Drive stood clear just last week.
I feel sorry for all the people that has to do the cleanup, that's for sure.
Back across the river in Louisville, it's the same story.
And we're not going to wait until the floodwaters have totally receded before the cleanup starts. We're going to get on it right away.
Another all-hands-on-deck cleanup situation, from public works to solid waste management to you.
A waterfront park is talking about having some community cleanup opportunities, with opportunities for people to volunteer.
In hopes of bringing this bobbing boat out of the Ohio and back home. And I did speak to a spokesperson for the Louisville mayor's office today who told me that when we saw flooding like this back in 2018, it took the city about 6 weeks to clean up downtown and the surrounding areas. And their hope is that they have more urgency this year and to get that time down with the Kentucky Derby 151 just a few weeks away. Live in downtown Louisville with photojournalist Emma Gefter, Alex Dederer, the WHAS 11 Night Team on your side.
Alex, thank you both. And it hasn't stopped. New tonight, a person had to be rescued from their home on Melwood Avenue. Louisville Fire Department's water rescue team responding to the reports about 5 o'clock tonight. The crews were successfully able to evacuate the homeowner and relocate them to a safe area. Louisville's River Road is really living up to its name, as you can imagine. The Metro Police River Patrol and dive team are now using boats to patrol the entire area. With the water rising to historic levels, the River Patrol has been busy this week. That includes a stolen car they found underwater in Shawnee Park and rescuing 60 people from the Candlewood Suites Hotel right on Zorn Avenue.
With this type of water, the current is very strong, the debris is very bad out there, and we've kind of narrowed it down to it's pretty much a life or death situation before we're going to go out in this type of water with our bigger boats.
The LMPD River Patrol says they expect to stay busy throughout the week as the river heads back down within its banks. For the first time, the mother of this 9-year-old little boy is speaking out after her son was killed, swept away by the floodwaters in Frankfort. Gabriel Andrews was taken away on Friday morning while he was walking to his school bus stop. His mother, Rachel Andrews, telling ABC News that Gabriel, who enjoyed basketball and football, had the most beautiful smile and loved everyone he came in contact with. She added, quote, "I'm overwhelmed with the love that the community had for my son," end quote. Andrews also told ABC News that she was devastated that in-person school was not canceled by Franklin County on Friday. She's very critical of the school district. The Franklin County School District is on spring break this week, has not answered several of our requests for comment, did not also respond to ABC News. Gabriel's burial was today in Pikeville, Kentucky. And new tonight, we're learning more details about the fatal crash that involved a Metro police officer. LMPD today confirming that Officer Alyssa Beagle did not have her lights and sirens on her police cruiser when the crash occurred. Beagle is on paid administrative leave and was also hurt in the crash that occurred a week ago while the severe storms were actually rolling through Louisville. Police say the crash happened as officers were responding to a distress run in the Newburgh neighborhood. Beagle was heading east on Fern Valley Road when police say 61-year-old Charles Briscoe turned in front of her cruiser. Briscoe was pronounced dead on the scene. Beagle was taken to the hospital and released on Friday. The police department says they will have another update on this incident tomorrow. Earlier today, the French Lick, Indiana community taking to the streets to welcome home Sheriff Deputy Zach Andre after months of recovery at U of L's Fraser Rehab. Back in January, Andre was shot 4 times in the line of duty after pulling over to help what he believed was a stranded vehicle. This has been a long time coming for Andre's family and hometown. Andre's wife telling us today, thanking the people who saved her husband's life.
Today means the absolute world. Like I said, we wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for his surgeons who literally saved his life. It means the world to me. Like you said, I have not left his side. I have advocated. I'm also a nurse, so I know the healthcare background.
Sheriff Henderson there in southern Indiana says regardless, Andre will have a place in his department once he feels ready to get back to work. The sheriff and the family are very thankful for the multiple fundraisers across southern Indiana. The next one, by the way, will be at the gun shop called Acme Sports in Seymour, Indiana. They're going to be raffling off a rifle starting next week.